So about a month ago, I walked into Miss Mansell's classroom after school to talk to her about the MLK Assembly. She greeted me with a smile and started to talk to me about what song she wanted me to sing. But I told her that I wasn't there to sing, that I wanted to speak, that I wanted to stand in front of all of you and break my silence. I'm terrified to share my message. I'm afraid of losing friends and losing loved ones. I'm afraid of losing my reputation at this school and the way people look at me. This speech will change my life forever, but I hope that my words can change more. I grew up like any other kid. Great parents, lots of love, normal experiences. I had my first boyfriend when I was in kindergarten. We would hold hands and walk down the playground together. At 5 years old, I sought nothing but friendship. However, my parents and all the grown-ups in my life thought it was very cute and normal. 6th grade came and hormones kicked in. I thought the feelings I was feeling towards boys were the same as any other preteen my age. It was a year later, in 7th grade, when I went to this play, and I saw this girl on stage. And I got this electricity that ran through my body. Something I've never felt before. Now, it wasn't long before I made the connection that what I was feeling was the same feeling that my friends described to me when they saw a cute guy. The second I made that connection, I felt sick to my stomach. I realized what was happening and I couldn't handle it. I lie awake that night, trying to come up with some explanation to describe the feelings I was having. Anything besides being gay. I prayed to God to assure me that I wasn't gay. I begged him not to let that happen. In the years following, I simply buried my feelings. I hid them from myself, convinced myself that I was straight, and started to date guys. And I honestly fell in love. But something was always missing. I never felt complete in the relationship. It was frustrating. I didn't understand why. I loved this person, I cared about this person. That's how it's supposed to be, right? It wasn't until this last summer when I was pulled out of my denial. I participated in a Rent production at 6th Street Playhouse. And I met people who had broken their silence. I met gay teens who were happy. Something I didn't think was possible. That was the first time I ever spoke aloud about my hidden feelings. I was in a place where I knew I would be accepted, where I could accept myself. I was liberated. I am so, so lucky to have a family who loves me and supports me for who I am. I even have a close friend group who supports me. And now I feel this need to stand in front of all of you and tell you that I'm gay, because I want to break the silence. I want to break it for Maria Carrillo High School. I want to stand up here and talk about this because no one ever does. And I want to make one thing very clear. I didn't choose to be gay. Facing this reality was the most challenging thing I've ever had to do in my entire life. My focus for school went down, my energy level diminished, and my passion for life ebbed away, simply because I knew for the rest of my life I was going to face a world that told me that I was wrong, that I needed to change, and that I was making the choice to have the feelings that I was having. And most of all, I was going to face a world that told me to stay silent because people don't want to hear this part of me. In the last few months, 5 teenagers have taken their own lives. Simply because they could not handle the torment of pressure, bullying, hatred, and ignorance that they faced every day. These kids did not have a choice to be gay. Just like you and I don't have a choice over the color of our skin. So I'm simply telling you that my body works different than yours. My brain and my hormones work different. But I can't help or change that. Now, some people bring up the point that it's okay for me to have these feelings, but it's wrong for me to act upon them. So essentially, these people are telling me that it's wrong for me to fall head over heels in love. It's wrong for me to get that unbelievable joy when I kiss that special someone. That it's wrong for me to find my soulmate. But that I needed to do the right thing by suppressing my feelings and living a lie and living in silence. Now, why don't I have the right to find my soulmate? Everyone else gets to. I want to fall in love with someone someday. And I want to walk down the street and hold her hand. I want to hold her in my arms and tell her that everything's going to be all right. And eventually, I want to marry her. I want to buy a house with her. And if she's ever to get sick, I want to be at her hospital bedside to protect her and comfort her. And I want to do these things because I love her and I care about her more than anything in the entire world. It's time. It's time to stop being afraid. It's time to listen to what people have to say, to what I'm saying right now. It's up to us to make our own opinions, not follow our parents' opinions or our grandparents' opinions. If our grandparents had followed what their parents had said and what their grandparents have said, we would have never overcome racism. It's up to us, this generation, everyone sitting in this room right now, to listen to what I'm saying, to what the thousands of people like me are saying, that we want a chance to live our life and fall in love without being discriminated against, because that's what's right. And you know in your heart that's what's right. It's time, Maria Creo. It's time to break my silence.